Naman Lodi yang mana?
Udah bisa tinggal nomor ini. Main ini.
Naman Lodi.
Kalau kata mana? Saya dia.
Check.
Mari nomor.
Hello, check one. Hello and welcome to the live telecast of this game between Yafos Sports Club and KANDY Sports Club played at Ratmalana. Extremely sorry about the technical difficulty we faced, but we are live now and it's KANDY Sports Club in the lead with just 1 point. In fact, as KANDY Iddamalgoda clears his line after just scoring a try. So it was KANDY who opened the score in the opening moments of the game, and they managed to knock over a penalty as well, while KANDY Iddamalgoda charged down a clearance kick and scored a try of their own for Yafos as they managed to claw back into the game, and now they're just trailing by a single point as KANDY Sports Club prepares to throw in to the line out. Damit Disanayaka throws in Tilina Bandara, collects it, Roshan Veeratna drops it off to Nigel Rathwat and Tarinder. Now Danush Dayan drops it off to Kavind as he sets things up in the far corner. KANDY has had the possession well in this game and they are continuing to hold on to possession. Yafos unfortunately have not been able to get their hands on the ball on too many occasions. But having said that, I think their defense has done pretty well up to now, even though they conceded a try early on. And you can see the big prop forward taking the ball up into contact. KANDY continuing to keep the ball up close as they attack. Here goes Lavanga Pereira barging his way, but unfortunately does not manage to get through as the ball squirts out, and well, Yafos somehow managed to turn things over through Surya Krishan, and now the big Yafos forwards look to set things up before their captain Nuwan Pereira goes to clear his lines, but he gives it off to Ishara Madhushan and he puts boot to ball, but unfortunately does not manage to find touch. Now Buddhima gives it over to Danush Dayan. Bit of a hospital pass there, but Danush did well to get away. And now Rathwat drops it off to this flank, and here goes Kavind on the wing. Beats the first defender, gets the offload away, and somehow managed to hold on, but well, unfortunately KANDY knocks it on at the last moment as Yafos get a reprieve of some sorts, and however they are still camped up in their own half, just 5 meters out from the goal line, as both teams just seem to be catching a bit of breath at this stoppage. It's been quite a bit of good play by both teams, quite a bit of open rugby in this Ratmalana ground here at the home of Yafos Sports Club. Now Nuwan Pereira to feed the scrum for Yafos, just 5 meters away. I think he'll be looking for a strong scrum as he quickly gets away and gives the ball. Well, he does not give the ball out, he manages to break through and goes on the wing, gives it on to his supporter. He sets things up now. Yafos with the front foot position. Ishara Madhushan steps in, beats the first man, beats the second man, and sets things up. Nuwan Pereira, bad pass there by the captain himself, but well held up by his big forward as he finds support. Now Faris gives it out to KANDY Iddamalgoda. The nippy little center. Now he's moved out to the centers. He used to play in the halfback position a few years ago. Ishara Madhushan puts a boot to ball. Well, looks like it's a good kick. Yes, indeed, it's quite a good kick. He finds a touch and gets a bit of a reprieve for the Yafos lads. And he manages to get some space for them to get some to. I think finally Yafos have managed to find their footing in this game, and they have managed to hold on in defense, and now the attack seems to be working well as well. Kandy Sports Club with the throw in to the line out. It will be Damit Disanayaka to set the throw. An 8-man line out for Kandy Sports Club. And looks like they have decided to keep their flanker Sanushka Abhay Vikram at the number 9 position. Looks like they will make a maul out of this, but can never say what Kandy has up their sleeve. Damit Disanayaka, the referee blows for time to be switched on. Damit Disanayaka, well, what a beautiful line out steal there by the Yafos man. And Kandy Sports Club, the line out has been picked. Nuwan Pereira drops it off to his big forwards as a beautiful offload comes in, and Nuwan Pereira gives it out to Ishara. Well, he decides to change direction, and the win 3/4 runs down the far win, but is unfortunately bundled into touch. I think he should have managed to look to stay in field there, but unfortunately he did not manage to do so. That was Darshana Dabare on that occasion. Unfortunately did not manage to stay in the field of play as he was bundled into touch. Kandy Sports Club with yet another line out. I think Damit will be hoping that he finds he will be able to hit his target on this occasion. Bit of a shortened line out here this time for Kandy Sports Club. Well, correction, it was Yafos ball, and this time he loses possession, unfortunately. Kandy with possession. Buddhima puts boot to ball, finds the space at the back. Faris Ali chasing back, and looks like the kick is a bit too long. Yes, it is a bit too long, and Faris Ali dots down for a goal line dropout. So that's the new rule introduced into this rugby union 15-a-side game, where the goal where it's no longer a 22-meter restart, but it's a goal line dropout. A couple of new rules have been added into the game during the past few years, and this is one of those. So it will be Ishara Madhushan with the goal line restart. He will be looking to go deep, and deep he goes as Roshan Veeraratne collects just inside the opposition half, puts on some footwork, does not manage to get the ball away as he sets things up. Kandy Sports Club straight away on the attack. Kandy Sports Club forwards decided to keep the ball up close. They still managed to do so, but unfortunately there was a bit of a knock on there by the big prop forward Lasitha Attanagoda, and I think he'll be extremely disappointed with how it went down on that occasion. As 20 minutes seems to be up on the clock, and the referee calls for a bit of a water break. I think it's sun here at Atmalana.
clear clear obviously
Kandy Sports Club open scoring with a try from their big front row forwards, and then it was a penalty by Tharindra Atwata that marks the score 8 for Kandy Sports Club. And moments later it was Gandhi Iddamalgoda who charged down his opposite number and dived over the ball and converted his own try to make it 7.
ජන අන්තිමික අර කල ප්‍රශ්න
20-minute break here. It's Kandy leading 8 points to 7.
නොකන
The referees for this game are Akil Jamaldeen, and he is assisted by Isuru Pereira and Priya Suranga. A couple of experienced referees have been assigned to this game, and it's good to see that the referees are doing well on this at the restart of this dialogue, rather at this league, Sri Lanka Rugby League 2022. So after a bit of a stoppage there, we are all in readiness to restart things after the 20-minute water break with a Yafo scrum inside their own half. Nuan Pereira feeds the scrum. Scrum holds steady there for the scrum half. He digs deep and gives it to Ishara as he puts boot to ball. Cannot go directly into touch and bounces the ball well into touch. So another good touch finder there by Ishara Madhushan, the former Wesleyite, playing in at the first 5/8 position for Yafo Sports Club. It's surprising to see that KANDY has been moved into the centre as the second centre position on this occasion for this season. Although he played his rugby more often than not in the halves position. Good line out there and box kick by Roshan Veeratna. But unfortunately, he does not execute it to perfection, and it has gone out on the full, so it will be a Yafo's ball from where he kicked possession away. Bit of a stoppage at back play as Yafo's player is getting his knee strapped up a bit. I think worrying signs for Yafos. They would not want to lose their centre. If I'm not mistaken, that's Surya Krishan. As the referee has blown time off as the centre gets his knee strapped up. The line out won there by Yafo Sports Club as they set it up. Bit of quick hands there. Good release and correct. Now Nuan gives it down to Ishara. Out the back door he goes to Faris Ali. Faris Ali
Phillips in the mall. Yeah, yeah. One lecture is all right. Two lectures you can't. Okay. Advantage.
Thank you.
Just maintain the mall. Make sure you don't drop it. Okay.
Dropping it?
Yeah, dropping it.
KANDY continued to infringe again for a second time at the mall as Yafos look to go back into touch and keep the pressure on KANDY Sports Club. I think Yafos will be hoping that they manage to get a score out of this after coming this far, just a couple of meters outside from their opposition try line. Parakram Ratnayaka to throw in through the line out. The number 2 jumper gets it and gives it Parakram Ratnayaka with the ball at the tail of the mall. Thankfully for KANDY, they did manage to turn this truck, but unfortunately they do not manage to hold on, and Yafos score through Parakram Ratnayaka. The big hooker dives over the try line and gets the second try for Yafos Sports Club and takes them into the lead. KANDY will be shell-shocked with what has happened, but what has happened is that they are trailing at the moment, trailing 12-3 at Ratmalana, 12-8 in fact, correction.
Yeah, that's a mark.
If you're just joining us, Yafos Sports Club just managed to score their second try through Parakram Ratnayaka. The first one came through Gayantha Iddamalgoda, and Parakram Ratnayaka's try is about to be converted by Nuwan Pereira, the skipper playing in the number 9 jersey. From an acute angle, but unfortunately does not manage to curl the ball in, as the score remains 12-8 in favour of Yafos Sports Club, playing on their home turf against the defending champions from 2020. Well, even though the league wasn't played, 2019 in fact was the last time rugby was played as a 15th sport in the country, and this is the second game as the Sri Lanka Rugby League returns after a 2-year hiatus. It will be Tarinda Ratwata to restart proceedings here as KANDY Sports Club find themselves trailing 12 points to 8. Good high hanging restart there, collected well by Yafos. The swirling ball caught up in the wind, but somehow Yafos playing on their home turf. I'm sure they will know every inch of this turf. Now Nuwan Pereira gives it out to Ishara Madhushan as he puts ball to boot. Not a good kick, a bit of a wobbly kick there. Roshan gives it out to Dhanush Dayan. He puts on some footwork, runs a bit cross and drops a bit of a offload there to Buddhima. Now Lavanga Pereira bounces off the first man, sets things up, but bit of a scrappy play, and Yafos have turned things over. A lovely end-on-end kick there by Nuwan Pereira, and he is chasing his own kick. Dhanush Jayan finds himself isolated, but puts on some footwork and gives it out to the winger. Now Kavindu on the wing sets things up straight away, and thankfully for KANDY Sports Club, they managed to recycle position. There goes the big hooker Damit Disanayaka. Roshan Veeratna gives it on to Charles Praveen, the former Yafos man, as Yafos continue to pile pressure, and a big hit coming in on Nigel Ratvat, but he manages to get the ball away. And Buddhima Piratna beats the first man, beats the second man, gives it away, but unfortunately knocked on at the final pass there by the Tarinder Ratvat on that occasion.
Okay.
Quite unfortunate there.
Get back.
Good bit of play by Buddhima Piratna. Beat the first man, beat the second man, and wriggled his way forward. But unfortunately, the final pass was just lacking on that occasion.
Yeah, this is.
So it'll be Yafos to feed the scrum. Nuan Perra, in fact, the skipper, playing at the scrum half position to feed the scrum just inside their own half. Yafos are sitting pretty with the lead, but there is no minute that they can rest as they play a top form KANDY Sports Club team. Number 8 for Yafos takes the ball into contact, sets things up. Ishara puts boot to ball again. Danush Jain finds himself tracking back, but somehow manages to get the ball and wriggle his way through. Now Roshan gives it out to Kavindu. Kavindu on the wing, running first, beating the first man, getting the offload away and doing well, but unfortunately yet again the hands letting them down. KANDY Sports Club, and it'll be a Yafos scrum. The Yafos defense has managed to hold firm, in fact, after they conceded the first try in the opening minutes of the game, and ever since the defense has not been breached. KANDY have found it a bit difficult after Yafos Sports Club found their feet in this game, and now it'll be another scrum, this time on the opposite end of the field for Yafos, as Nuan Pereira looks to feed the scrum. We can see the number 8 with possession, the scrum being wheeled, and looks like KANDY have turned over possession. Well. And now KANDY Sports Club on the attack. Here goes the big prop forward, Charles Praveen pumps his way forward. An advantage coming in for KANDY Sports Club. Nigel gives it out to Lavanga Pereira. He gives it out to Danush Dayan. Now Buddhima Piratna with the chance to go on the outside, and he beats the first man. Lavanga Pereira bounces off one, bounces off two, and sets things. Well, unfortunately, the final man stepped on the touch line, and they did not manage to get the ball away in time. And it is a line out in favor of Yafos Sports Club, just a couple of meters out from their own try line, as you can see a Yafos man down on his down and out. Looks like it's Gayant Iddamalgoda. Should be a worrying sign for the Yafos players. So Parakrama Ratnayaka to feed the line out just a couple of meters inside their own try line, their own half rather. Referee calls for time to be switched off as Gayant Iddamalgoda gets some ice on his lower back, but looks to be set and ready to proceed. Referee Akil Jamaldeen switches time back on. Now Parakrama Ratnayaka throws into a short man line out. Nuan Pereira gives it back to Ishara. Not a good clearing kick, but somehow manages to get about 20 meters on that. And Yafos Sports Club, but plenty to play for and everything to do in this move, as KANDY will look to attack, no doubt. Damit Disanayaka just laying down the law there and telling them what will be coming. As we can see the number 21 playing at the number 9 position. So Roshan Veeraratne has just slipped back. For KANDY Sports Club, and the big maul comes in as the big the hooker breaks away, but unfortunately does not manage to get any meters, as he is also bundled into touch on that occasion. So the Air Force defense continuing to hold tight, and it's good to see that the Yarmen have turned up, and their team, after the early setback of the early try, they have managed to hold on tight and shut things out. Would not want to speak too soon and get the commentators curse on them, but having said that, I think Yafo Sports Club to feed the scrum inside their own half, and they will be looking to just clear their lines. Nuan Berra to feed the scrum. Good, strong, steady scrum there by Yafos, but wheels at the final moment and illegally, says the referee. And this is the reprieve that Yafos were looking for. Thankfully, it comes in the form of a penalty, and now they would be looking to just clear their lines and catch their breath as they look to just play their way into half time. Ishara Madhushan with the clearance kick. Well. A cardinal error there. Does not manage to find touch, straight into the hands of Buddhima. And now counter-attack in position. Tarinder Ratwata with position. Shows and gives it out to Kavindu. He puts out the offload, and lovely bit of play there by KANDY Sports Club. Tanush Dayan sets things up and gets the pop ball away. KANDY Sports Club straight away on the attack, and Yafos in their own half, back camped in their own half. The KANDY forwards bring on the power play, and looks like they have gone over. Have they? No, says the referee. Held up, and it's another goal line dropout. Well, a good defense there again on that occasion, and I think this time Ishara would be looking to just clear his lines and kick it as deep as possible, as they want to just hold on and take this game into just the half time. Take this lead, in fact, to the half time. Well, we can say it's quite unlikely that but Yafos somehow, now Ishara kicks it deep. Roshan gives it out to Tarinder Ratwata. Ratwata to Danush Dayan. Danush Dayan to Buddhima. Now he puts on the gas and goes straight through the defense. Well. Just as I said, it was quite unlikely, and Buddhima made them pay. And now KANDY Sports Club head back into the lead, 13 points to 12, as we are just with the conversion to come. Lovely bit of play there by KANDY Sports Club. The captain sending it out wide. Two passes, the third pass finding Buddhima Biyaratna, and he stepped on the gas, and there was no stopping him from that occasion. From then on, and he just ran straight through like a hot knife through butter. And now Tarinder Ratwata with the conversion to extend their lead. You would say this is a conventional kick for Tarinder. We're extremely sorry for the technical difficulty that occurred, but we are back at the Air Force grounds here in Ratmalana, and the Kandy Sports Club did manage to get a try in the beginning of the second half, as they extended their lead to 20 points to 12, but ever since it's been Air Force defending, and now they have finally managed to get their hands on the pill, and now they're on the attack with the Kandy defense backtracking. Nuwan Perra gives it out to Ishara Madushan. He gives it out to his big lock forward, and he sets things up. Air Force Sports Club with the possession, but unfortunately a side entry there from the Air Force cleaner, and Kandy Sports Club wins the penalty on the 50-meter line. And now it's Kandy Sports Club with an opportunity to find touch and put the hosts under pressure, as Tarinder Ratwat prepares to find touch. A good deep touch find on that occasion, as he takes Kandy Sports Club into the 22 of the opposition, and Air Force straight away on the defense. Now they will have to bring their defensive A game if they are to continue to stop the visitors. Kandy Sports Club forwards preparing to bring their big boys to the line out. Damit Disanaika will throw in. It looks like it's a bit of a short line out for Kandy Sports Club, as they have their big forwards in the back line, but they go short, and Damit Disanaika sets things up, as Srinath Surya Bandara has replaced Roshan Veeratne at scrum half position. Charles Praveen bumps off the first man and he's brought down. Suri gives it out to his fellow forward, as now Ratwat goes to the back door. Tarinder Ratwat, unfortunately the pass goes over Kavindu's head on that occasion, as Kandy Sports Club cough up yet another opportunity. They were in a good prime attacking position, but unfortunately the final pass letting them down. Tarinder Ratwat, as Air Force somehow managed to hold on by the scruff of their teeth. So it will be Parakram Ratnayaka to throw in to the line out. Air Force also opting for a short man line out. Well, a good contest there in the front of the line out, and Suri gives it out to Damit. He drops it off short to Charles Praveen, and Air Force straight away on the back foot. Suri gives it out the back door to Tarinder Ratwat. He gives it out to Kavind. He tries to beat the first man, but he's brought down, rolls and releases and gets up and goes again. Suri gives it out to Ratwat. He gives it out to Danush Dayan. He puts on some footwork, drops off a short offload, but is turned over unfortunately. And Air Force Sports Club straight away back on the defense. Nuwan Perra gives it out to Kanti Malgoda, and he puts it into touch. Well, they somehow managed to hold on by the scruff of their teeth, Air Force Sports Club. So the referee blows for time to be switched off, as there seems to be a bit of an injury off a screen in back play. The player who got the Air Force player who got his knee strapped in the first half seems to be hobbling off, and that looks like it's Imesh Aponsu. I will confirm shortly, as Kandy Sports Club looks to throw in to the line out. Damit Disanaika goes to number 4. They set the maul, and Damit Disanaika at the back of the maul with possession. Kandy maul going hard and strong there. First wave, second wave, and Air Force somehow managed to hold on and puts on the brakes, but Kandy still with possession and in prime attacking position on the field. The Kandy forwards keep the ball up close as Charles Praveen picks and goes, sets things up. Now Yafos with everything to play for and everything to hold on to in defense, as Suri gives it out to his big prop forward, and prop forward gives it out to Ratwat. Ratwat beats the first man and scrambles his way through, sets things up. But again, yet another turnover for Yafos, and they somehow manage to hold on, and they will be looking to just clear their lines and get out of jail. They do have numbers on the open side, but the big prop forward, rather the hooker, Parakrama Ratnayaka, goes. The referee says no advantage, and he goes back for the little bit of a knock-on by Kandy Sports Club, and Yafos will have an opportunity to draw some breath. It has been a helter-skelter defense for Yafos, but Kandy will be extremely disappointed with not being able to apply the finishing touch on a couple of occasions, even though they are having an 8-point lead on the scoreboard. The referee has blown for time off as a few players get some medical attention. So looks like we are ready for play to resume, as Nuan Pereira prepares to feed the scrum. Yafos still inside their own 22, and with plenty of defending to do. The start of this second half. Well, we are about 15 minutes into the second half. Kandy were the only team who managed to get a try in the beginning of this second half, through what looked like was Buddhima Priyaratna, who went over in the far touchline. Now Nuan Pereira to feed the scrum inside his own 22. Kandy applying pressure, but Yafos somehow managed to clear their lines through Ishara. Bit of a wobbly kick, wobbly collection as well by Kavindu, but he gives it on to Dhanush. Now Dhanush with Buddhima. Buddhima puts on some footwork, tries to beat the first man, but is brought down. Kandy Sports Club straight away with possession, and they win a penalty. Yafos, the Yafos player not rolling away, falling on the wrong side. Number 2, Parakrama Ratnayaka. As Kandy Sports Club continue to keep the pressure applied, and they opt to go for the touch finder instead of going for the easy 3 points, which is good, as the momentum is with Kandy Sports Club, and all the pressure is on the home team. This time they seem to be going with a full 8-man line out, Kandy Sports Club. Well, a 6-man line out as Suri gives it out to Ratwat. He drops it off to his fellow Tarinder Ratwat, and this time the cutout pass, but yet again the pass falling short. And Gandhi Damalgoda with some good defense coming in there on Dhanush Dayan. Looks like the ball has been turned over. Yes, indeed, it has been turned over. And they do have a penalty advantage as well. Good deep kick by Nuan Pereira. The bouncing wobbly ball there. Thilina, he throws it back, and looks like the ball has been taken back in. Yeah, yes, it has. So 5-meter scrum in favor of Yafos Sports Club. A very good advantage they played on that occasion by the referee Akil Jamaldeen. He let things materialize, and they did materialize in favor of Yafos Sports Club. And now they are just 5 meters out from their opposition try line, with an opportunity to claw back in this game. So it will be Nuan Pereira to feed the 5-meter scrum. Yafos opting for an equal split with 3-3 on each side, and Ishara Madhushan positioned, stationed right behind the scrum. Nuwan gives it out, rather he gets it from his number 8 and sets things up. Now Ishara debutizes at number 9 position. The big forward takes the ball up, and Yafos still with possession, just a couple of meters out from the Kandy try line. Good hands there by the big prop forward, the number 3. Shashika Fernando was there on the occasion. Now it's Nuwan, gives it back to his big forwards. They continue to keep the ball up close and continue to apply pressure on the Kandy defense, but it is holding on for now and holding on solidly. Yafos still not going to their backs as they continue to keep the ball with the forwards. Nuwan Pereira barking instructions, barking orders to his forwards. Yafos taking the hit from the number 9. This time they opt to use it, drop it short through Parakrama Ratnayaka. Now Nuwan Pereira to the line. Gandhi the Malgoda puts on some footwork but is brought down with a good tackle by Danush Dayan. Yafos recycle. Nuwan Pereira gives it out to the forwards and they send it out wide. But the Kandy defense still continues to hold on tight. Nuwan Pereira gives it on to his prop forward, but there was no materialistic impact there, and the referee continues to play on as Yafos this time goes to the line, but looks like the Kandy defense unfortunately did not manage to overpower their way. Yafos still with possession but has gone quite some yards back, about 20 to be precise. Yafos Sports Club through Nuwan Pereira gives it on to the big forwards. This time they've managed to get some go forward and find the ball forward, and looks like well, the referee says play on as the ball seemed to be out on that occasion. And nothing seems to be happening on that occasion, so Kandy Sports Club win the scrum. Good defense by the visitors. They somehow managed to hold on face after face, time after time, and they somehow managed to win the turnover. And now mistakes seemingly creeping through for this Yafos team as the referee blows for time to be switched off as the players, tired bodies, the first game after quite some time.
Okay. Boys up.
So both teams just getting a bit of a breather there as the forwards drinking some water and getting their breath back as the referee blows for time to be switched on.
Yes,
I think the kudos to the Kandy defense on that occasion. They somehow managed to hold on. They did not let the opposition gain any momentum or gain any front foot ball, and that too helped them, and they somehow managed to turn things over. And now Kandy will be looking to just clear their lines. You can see Suri having a chat with Ratwata, Nigel that is. Nigel is stationed between the posts and straight behind the scrum. Good tight scrum holding there on for Kandy as they seem to win the penalty. The referee says that advantage was over on that occasion, and Kandy Sports Club somehow managed to clear their lines and find themselves in the center field as Yafos will have to restart their quest to find their third try of this game and the first try if they are to get it in the second half.